in a position where I will have to withdraw from the case. If you all choose to go on the internet and try to publicize this stuff, that's going to create real problems.
Okay.
You can't do it, is what I'm telling you. You cannot do it. I will have to move to withdraw from the case.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So make sure everybody's aware of that. Okay. If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay. If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
Right. If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay. If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
Right. If you disclose that information in any way, all of it needs to be destroyed now. But if you disclose it in any way, it's going to put me in a position where I will have to withdraw from the case. If you all choose to go on the internet and try to publicize this stuff, that's going to create real problems.
Okay.
You can't do it, is what I'm telling you. You cannot do it. I will have to move to withdraw from the case.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So make sure everybody's aware of that. Okay. If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems.
This is not another boring podcast. Mustafa through the police body cam. Judge Carol Weimer, defense attorney Brad Haywood, you are under the microscope. So over the past 7 days, our channel on TikTok have gotten over 2 million views. The body cam that we stole from the Commonwealth Attorney, from the police department, that are now leaked over the past 7 days have gotten 2 million views. That's a problem for the police department. That's a problem for the Commonwealth Attorney, who's using police officer that falsified the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case. What we're going to do on this podcast is we're going to take these police body cams and put them under a microscope, one exhibit at a time. And we're going to ask the question, these body cams that we stole from the Mustafa Al-Jazairi file, the police department server, have these police body cam been chopped up by the police department before uploaded to the server? That's what we're finding. We're finding just about every officer that interacted with Mustafa and is on the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case. The police department took their original body cam, chopped it up before uploading it to the server. There are missing body cams from the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case. The same body cam is chopped up into multiple body cams. And the question is, what is the police department hiding? What did these police officers do in the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case that the police department needed to chop up their body cams? Now, today, what we're going to go into and follow is Officer Matthew Serdam. Officer Matthew Serdam interacted with Mustafa on the scene after the vehicle accident. Officer Matthew Serdam followed Mustafa to the hospital. We find him in the hospital interacting with Mustafa. What we're going to focus on today is what happened in the hospital. What did they do to Mustafa in the hospital when he woke up out of a coma? Mustafa Al-Jazairi got in a vehicle accident. Mustafa Al-Jazairi lost his family in that vehicle accident. Every detail that's coming out of this vehicle accident is that this is a vehicle accident. Mustafa did everything he can to avoid a vehicle accident. The police department inspected Mustafa's vehicle and found brake failure. 2.5 years ago. Why am I saying 2.5 years ago? It's been over 3 years. The police department inspected Mustafa's vehicle, and on body cam, when they inspected Mustafa's vehicle, they found brake failure. But of course, they hid that body cam and they pretended there was nothing wrong with Mustafa's vehicle. So when Mustafa is hitting the brake, the computer inside the vehicle show that Mustafa is hitting the brake, but the vehicle would not stop. We're going to go into the body cam of Officer Matthew Serdam when Mustafa woke up out of the hospital. And what was Officer Matthew Serdam instructed to do to Mustafa?
Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay? If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay? If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
If you disclose that information in any way, all of it needs to be destroyed now. But if you disclose it in any way, it's going to put me in a position where I will have to withdraw from the case. If you all choose to go on the internet and try to publicize this stuff, that's going to create real problems.
Okay.
You can't do it. That's what I'm telling you. You cannot do it. I will have to move to withdraw from the case.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So make sure everybody's aware of that. Okay. If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay? If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
If any of that is posted.
This is not another boring podcast. Mustafa through the police body cams. Presiding Judge Karen Weimer, you are under the microscope. Defense attorney Brad Haywood, you are under the microscope. Now, I want to thank everybody for being here. Our YouTube, we're live on YouTube under Not Another Boring Podcast. Our YouTube handle is NAB Pod at NAB Pod. So follow us on YouTube. We're going to be playing a lot of videos, so it's a lot easier to follow what we're talking about on YouTube. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to get to know Officer Matthew Serdam. I think the first thing to do is let's look at who is Officer Matthew Serdam. What we're going to do in this podcast and the podcasts that are coming up, we're going to look at the body cam, what happened on the scene, what happened in the hospital. We're going to read the police report. We're going to read the narrative coming out of the officer. And we're going to find out what happened. Now, one of the biggest problems that we have in the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case is this case is sealed. The Commonwealth Attorney sealed off the case. So when you put in a FOIA, your FOIA is going to get denied. You don't have access to the body cams. You don't have access to the documents. You don't have access to the dash camera in Mustafa's vehicle. But since then, I've solved that problem for you. I've reached into the server for the police department. I've hacked that server and I stole the whole file. And I'm actively leaking it on the internet. A real question is, why is the chief of police not coming after me? But that's a conversation for a different podcast. But here we are. We're releasing sealed material. Now, a problem that we find in the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case is that each officer the police department, before uploading that body cam to the server, has chopped up that body cam into multiple body cams. There are chunks, there are missing portions in that body cam. And the question that we ask, what is the police department hiding? What did these police officers do in the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case that the police department is terrified and is hiding by chopping up these body cams? They're removing exculpatory evidence. By law, you're not allowed to hide exculpatory evidence. You're supposed to release all the material to the defense. But that server has missing body cams. Thank you for being here, but we're going to ask you to kick yourself out of here. That's one way. That's a beautiful way. Having a platform, and the fact that it's my platform, I can keep whoever I want here and I can kick whoever I want. Now, if you don't want to find out what's going on and you want to sit here and troll the conversation, I'm not going to have you here. So I just simply kick you out of the platform. So the question is, why is there missing body cams? What is the police department so terrified that is sitting here chopping up those body cams? And you don't have to take my word for it. When you look at these body cams, you're going to find the body cam of Officer Matthew Surdam chopped up into multiple body cams. Let's go over to, so I've released exhibit, let's see. What I want to focus on today is exhibit 15. In exhibit 15, you see that body cam is chopped up into multiple body cams. So exhibit 15 is part of a one body cam that's chopped up into multiple body cams. Start off with exhibit 15 with that body cam, and on the next podcast, we're going to go into the next body cam that they chopped up out of the same original body cam. The police department took the body cam of Officer Matthew Surdam and chopped it up into multiple body cams. And there are missing timestamps. So let's get to know Officer Surdam, the officer that's guarding the door, the hospital door for Mustafa. This is Officer Surdam. And one thing that you notice, Mustafa just woke up from a coma. And Officer Surdam is guarding the door. Now, what's interesting is Judge Carol Weimer, presiding judge, Judge Carol Weimer, this is Officer Surdam. And presiding judge, Judge Carol Weimer, said that Mustafa did not undergo an interrogation inside the hospital. Then explain to me, why is there an officer guarding the door? While another officer, you'll see in these body cams, is conducting an interrogation. Now, half the time, Officer Surdam is laughing. You see him looking at Mustafa and laughing. He's enjoying what Mustafa is going through. A man that lost his family in a vehicle accident, Officer Surdam seems to enjoy what Mustafa is going through. And you'll see that throughout the body cams. We capture Officer Matthew Surdam. Half the time, he's got a giant smile on his face, having a conversation with the other officer that's interrogating Mustafa. And of course, they've got this body cam on mute. They mute their body cam. But you can clearly see Officer Surdam is enjoying what Mustafa is going through. So this is Officer Surdam. Now that we know who Officer Surdam is, let's jump into, let's see, let me zoom in on who the officer is. So if you're in Prince William County as a police officer, you know, if you're a police officer and you have this piece of shit on your police force, get to know Officer Surdam, but you don't need me to tell you what kind of piece of shit this officer is. If you work with him, you already know who Matthew Surdam is. So let's get to know who Officer Matthew Surdam is. We find Officer Matthew Surdam in the hospital. This is Exhibit 15. So his body cam, so Officer Matthew Surdam is on his cell phone. You see him on his cell phone. You've got a hospital security guard, and Officer Matthew Surdam is guarding the door. He's texting, updating another officer on whatever, is texting whatever, but he's at the door. Well, Mustafa just got helicoptered to the hospital, and Mustafa just woke up from a coma. And we'll see Officer Surdam go in, and you see Officer Surdam is telling the officer about what happened with the vehicle accident. We can't hear Officer Surdam because Officer Surdam, even though by law you're not supposed to mute your body cam, it's illegal, but these officers are muting their body cams. Now, what we're finding, another thing that we're finding is that the police department muted a chunk of these body cams before uploading it to the server. You see officer muting, and then you see when they forget to mute, the police department will mute that body cam before uploading it to the server. We see that a lot in those body cams. So here you have Officer Surdam. And what Officer Surdam is going to ask Mustafa, he's going to ask him for a blood draw. And you'll hear Mustafa tell Officer Surdam, I refuse the blood draw. Officer Surdam asks him, why? Why are you refusing the blood draw? Mustafa tell him, it's COVID. I don't want to get COVID. Wait a minute. When you look at this body cam, this is April 5th, 2023. The question is, what are you talking about, Mustafa? It's 2023. There's no COVID. COVID is over. So, Officer Matthew Surdam knows that. Officer Matthew Surdam knows that Mustafa was in a vehicle accident. Well, let me not get ahead of myself. Let's watch the body cam. And let's be as objective as we can. I mean, what we're going to do, we're going to look at this body cam. And the first thing that you're going to say is, what, Mustafa, what the hell are you talking about? There's no COVID. It's 2023. COVID is over. Now, not until you go back to the scene and watch what Officer Matthew Surdam has been dealing with and has been dealing with Mustafa, what was Mustafa going through, then you'll understand why this officer is performing for the police body cam. There's a narrative that they want to go through. Let's watch the body cam.
Confirm with you. You understand that you're not under arrest, right? You're here just for medical treatment.
Okay.
You understand that?
I understand.
Okay. And you can stop me if you have any questions. Would you be willing to give us a sample of your blood?
Can I decline?
This is voluntary. That's why I'm asking. Is if you'd be willing to provide a sample of your blood?
COVID stuff going on.
I'm sorry.
With all the COVID stuff going on, I'm just feel comfortable with that.
What does that have to do with it?
When you take a sample, you gotta put a needle and do stuff like that. I don't know.
Okay. So you don't want to provide a sample of your blood?
With all due respect.
That's fine. I'm not trying to pressure you either way. I'm just making sure I understand properly. Okay. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. I might be back in a few minutes, okay?
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for saying so.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for saying so. Why are you laughing at him? He's telling you, thank you for your service. But you, Officer Massey Surdam, are laughing at him. You think it's sarcastic. You think it's funny. Oh, if only you know how much I'm fucking you over, Mustafa, that I can't help myself but laugh. Thank you for saying so, while he's laughing. Now, Mustafa tells him it's COVID. He's like, what does that have to do with it? Well, Officer Massey Surdam, let me take this whole entire community to the scene of what you were dealing with, knowing that Mustafa had a concussion. What did the off-duty paramedic tell the police on the scene when he got to Mustafa? What was Mustafa dealing with? Did the off-duty paramedic tell the police on the scene that Mustafa believed that Obama is the president and it was 2022? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's COVID. Oh, Mustafa believes he's in 2020. Obama is the president. Let's go to that body cam. So we're all on the same page together.
And I don't know about the lady, but he came out of the car fine.
This is let's see, before we watch this, let's watch the officer.
Started assessing the gentleman.
And did he say anything?
He didn't say anything. Didn't know what was happening. Thought Obama was still the president. Thought it was 2022. So he's a little incoherent.
You work for us?
I do not.
Okay. Who do you work for?
Marine Corps Embassy Security Group.
Okay.
So I'm a Navy corpsman down there.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Yep. So,
And we have your info?
I think so. The lady officer right there got
You got his info? You're good to go. I shake your hand, but thank you very much.
Yep. Good job for that homework.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you.
Safe duty.
Officer Massey Surdam is performing for the body cam. I mean, when you read the police reports, there's a narrative that they put out. These body cams are sealed. No one can watch what happened. The whole case is sealed. The body cam is sealed. And it's been over just about 3 years. And all you can see and read is the police reports, is the narrative coming out of the police department. When Officer Massey Surdam asked Mustafa for a blood draw, Officer Massey Surdam, his narrative is that Mustafa refused the blood draw because he has something to hide. Wait a minute. When we watch the body cam, we find out that Mustafa is dealing with a concussion. That Mustafa believes Obama is the president, that it's COVID, that it's 2022. So when Mustafa tells the officer, I don't want you to get my blood. I don't want you to do it. I don't want you to take my blood. I'm worried about COVID. Oh, Mustafa thinks Obama is the president and there's COVID. We all remember what happened in COVID. They seal off the body cam. They put out a narrative that Mustafa refused. He's got something to hide. And here we're watching an off-duty paramedic tell us what Mustafa is going through. Let's go to another bystander that were on the scene.
And I don't know about the lady, but he came out of the car fine, but then I guess shock took over, and so I helped him sit on the ground, and then he was just hugging me, and I guess, I don't know, passing out or just sleeping, I don't know, and then asking him where he is, he was very confused.
He didn't know where he's at. He didn't know where he's at. He's confused and he's passing out. He's in and out of consciousness. And he didn't know where he's at. He's confused. But Officer Matthew Surdam likes to tell us that Mustafa has something to hide. That's why he refused a blood draw. And he leaves out the part that Mustafa just got out of a vehicle accident and he's dealing with a concussion. And he thinks Obama is the president and it's 2022 and that is COVID. I want to take you to a case completely separate from Mustafa. So that way we understand what it means when you're dealing with a concussion right after an accident. Let's watch a video. What's your name? Of another individual getting in a vehicle accident and what it looks like when you do get in a vehicle accident.
What's your name?
Robert. Bobby.
Robert, my name's Barry. What's going on today?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. Okay, are you hurting anywhere?
I think my hip is hurting.
Your right hip or your left hip?
Left hip.
Okay. All right. But you don't remember what exactly happened?
No.
Okay. So you don't remember getting hit or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so can you kind of tell me what happened? You were riding your motorcycle, I assume. And you just kind of ended up here?
Yeah, I really don't know what happened.
Okay. Do you know what year it is?
2020.
Okay. Do you mind us taking you to the hospital and getting you checked out?
Yeah, I want to like work.
Where what?
Where am I?
Okay, you're in U City.
You're on Delmar.
Yeah. So we're gonna get you on the stretcher and get you to the hospital, okay?
No, let's not do that.
So this is a case completely separate from Mustafa, where an individual gets in an accident, is dealing with a concussion, and what it looks like when you're dealing with a concussion. Now, I want to go back to that same video in the hospital, and I want to watch Officer Surdam, knowing what we know, I want to go back into the hospital and watch Officer Matthew Surdam interact with Mustafa. Now, before I take you to the hospital, I want to pull up Mustafa's toxicology report. This is Mustafa's toxicology report. And what we see, see if we can zoom in. There we go. All right, perfect. All right, so this is Mustafa's toxicology report. Okay, Department of Forensic Science. Okay, Mustafa Al-Jazairi. All right, blood alcohol. Let's go to blood alcohol. Blood alcohol, non-detected. No alcohol in Mustafa's system. All right. THC, 0.00003. There is no drugs in Mustafa's system. So no alcohol and no drugs. But the narrative is that the narrative they had out for Mustafa is that Mustafa is refusing blood draw, that Mustafa is hiding something, that he's refusing blood draw. Now, I'm going to take you back to the hospital, knowing that we have Mustafa's toxicology report that shows no alcohol, no drugs. Watching the off-duty paramedic tell us that Mustafa is dealing with a concussion, that he thinks Obama is the president, that is COVID, and it's 2022. Watching the other bystander, the individual that tells us Mustafa is confused, he doesn't know where he's at. He's in and out of consciousness. Let's watch Officer Matthew Surdam, who knows all that information. Officer Matthew Surdam knows that information. but he's performing. You tell me if he's performing for the body cam. Let's watch that body cam one more time. We see Officer Massey Surendam give the other officer his narrative of what happened. And we're going to ask, why is there a certain narrative out for Mustafa the minute these officers showed up? We're going to find out why.
Confirm with you. You understand that you're not under arrest, right? You're here just for medical treatment.
Okay.
You understand that?
I understand.
Okay. And you can stop me if you have any questions. Would you be willing to give us a sample of your blood?
Can I decline?
This is voluntary. That's why I'm asking. Is if you'd be willing to provide a sample of your blood?
COVID stuff going on.
I'm sorry.
With all the COVID stuff going on, just feel comfortable.
What does that have to do with it?
When you take a sample, you gotta put a needle and do stuff like that. I don't know.
Okay. So you don't want to provide a sample of your blood?
With all due respect.
That's fine. I'm not trying to pressure you either way. I'm just making sure I understand properly. Okay. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. I might be back in a few minutes. Okay.
Thank you for your service.
The minute the officers showed up on the scene, the minute they showed up, we're going to go back to officers on the scene. The minute they showed up, they have a narrative out for Mustafa. They're talking about being briefed about Mustafa. And the question is, what are you being briefed about Mustafa? Officers are talking about being briefed about Mustafa before the vehicle accident. And the minute they showed up, they have a narrative out for Mustafa. I mean, what if I tell you that this officer, before he got to the hospital, he's being told to put on a show? Let's watch the officer that showed up on the scene, and he's talking about being briefed about Mustafa.
Hey, I talked to Grantham on the other one, and he said that it looked like. So we're good. We're good.
Sorry.
No.
You next time.
Hey, can I be honest with you? I don't even know that cat. I do now. I remember now that it was brought up.
I remember now. I didn't even know that cat. I remember now. We were briefed about him. You were briefed about Mustafa before the vehicle accident. And the minute you showed up, you have this officer put out a narrative about Mustafa.
45, 20, that'll be 3. I'm already here.
This is Mustafa in front of his vehicle in and out of consciousness. And what you're going to see is you're going to see Officer Casey Fines show up and say, knowing him, he's on drugs. Knowing him, it's his fault. Wait a minute. You just showed up. Let's watch that body cam. And what you're going to see, an officer that just showed up is put out a narrative for Mustafa and convict Mustafa and say it's his fault. Wait a minute. You haven't inspected the scene. You haven't inspected the accident. You haven't done anything to find out how the accident happened. You haven't looked at the computer inside the vehicle. You haven't scanned the road. You haven't scanned the vehicle. You're not done with your investigation. You didn't look at the dash camera inside the car. You didn't talk to anybody. The minute you showed up, you said Mustafa is at fault. Why is that? I mean, everybody's asking, why is that? And where did you get that knowing him, he's on drugs? Let's watch the body cam.
And then Mason and Wilhelm are on their way.
All right, Joe.
Take pictures while you do anything else.
No, we'll figure out where the bodies are going in a minute. Witnesses, anybody say what happened?
Yeah, there's a lady right over here in the black. She saw everything.
Okay.
I believe. This car is the at fault. This is the driver of that vehicle. Okay.
Thank you.
This car is at fault. While he's pointing at a Mustafa that's in and out of consciousness on the floor in front of his vehicle. How do you know that? You've condemned Mustafa at fault the minute you showed up?
So at fault so far. Crossed over what oncoming traffic?
I'm not 100% sure. Knowing him though, it's probably drug related.
Okay. If that's the case, I want somebody to go get a blood draw. If he's driving?
They said he's driving, but I've had contact with him before, not driving, but he was out of it.
See if somebody can get somebody to do a blood draw on him.
Notice what he said. I've had contact with him before, not driving. I've had contact with him before, not driving. What does that mean? He's at fault while he's laughing. He's laughing at Mustafa. I mean, you're laughing at a guy that just got in an accident, is in and out of consciousness, in front of his vehicle, on the floor. He just lost his family in that car accident. And you, the officer, responding to the scene, is laughing. And what do you say? You had contact with him, not driving. Well, today in court, the prosecutor is being asked, where is that coming from? Where are the police reports that your officer interacted with Mustafa? And you know what she tells the judge? She tells him that this officer, Casey Fine, has interacted and knows Mustafa from the 2018 incident. Wait a minute. What is the 2018 incident? The 2018 incident is that Mustafa is suing the police. In 2018, the police violated Mustafa, and Mustafa is suing the police for $500,000. Mustafa is suing the police for $500,000. That's the 2018 incident. And now you're telling me that the officer that showed up on scene, the minute he showed up, he's talking about the 2018 incident, and there are no police reports to what he said. What he said right here is a lie. He just put out a narrative to the main investigator. And now you're telling me that these officers, they have a problem with Mustafa because what exactly? Oh, he's suing the police. So what do we have here? We have an officer that shows up on scene, lie about a situation, tells the main investigator, knowing him, he's on drugs. I've interacted with him, not driving. Because the minute you say driving, you're going to have to come out with the report. Where's the report? For 3 years, Mustafa's been in solitary confinement with no trial over a narrative, a bias that this officer inserted the minute he showed up. An officer that lied. An officer that lied and inserted a bias. Knowing him, he's on drugs. Mustafa does not have a criminal history. Mustafa, you've never interacted with Mustafa over drugs. It's been 3 years. There are no police reports where you interacted with Mustafa over drugs. That's a lie. You lied to the main investigator and inserted a bias. And because of it, what did the main investigator say? What did Robert Drum say? I need a blood draw. Now, you put out a narrative. When you don't find anything in his system, we just looked at the toxicology. No alcohol, no drugs. What did you do in this case since? We'll get into everything that the police department did in the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case. Now, this officer inserts a bias. Another officer is knowing Mustafa. These officers apparently, well, obviously, they know Mustafa. He's suing the police for $500,000. Are they taking advantage of a Mustafa that got in a vehicle accident? Absolutely. I mean, what are they doing in this case? They've inserted a bias. And when they didn't find what they're looking for, is toxicology. No alcohol, no drugs. In the hospital, they're making it look like Mustafa is refusing blood draw. And they leave out the portion that, hey, he's dealing with a concussion. But the police report, when you read the police reports, these body cams are sealed. You can only see the police body cams. You can only see the police reports. The narrative that the police want you to know. The narrative that they're putting out. That Mustafa is refusing blood draw. That he's got some in it hide. Well, we're looking at his toxicology. And now we have the body cam that, hey, he's dealing with a concussion. Now, the real question is, why is this body cam chopped up? I mean, here, this is exhibit. When you go into Officer Masih Serdam's body cam, this is exhibit 15. Now, when we follow Officer Masih Serdam,
her first name is Dorothy. Keep her saying so. Dorothy.
All right, so this is exhibit 15. His body cam won't pick up. It's chopped up into multiple body cams. All right, let's watch the other portion of exhibit 15.
Her last name is Fontaine. Fountain without the U. Got mom's name.
Is this dad?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Her first name is Dorothy. Her last name is Fontaine. Fountain without the U.
Do we have like a date of birth?
Date of birth is going to be 6/9/89, and I can look and try and find an actual address. And she is dead.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find an address for you.
So, like, we're sure that's mom?
Yes.
Okay.
That's based off the license from her.
Okay, so in this body cam, this Officer Masih Serdam is telling the nurse Mustafa is not the father. Mustafa met Dorothy. His whole entire relationship with Dorothy is just about 3 months long. Mustafa met a girl, Dorothy Fontaine, fell in love with her. Dorothy Fontaine has a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old. And naturally, he took the father role into these children's life. Their father wasn't around, and he took that role. Now, this body cam continues into exhibit 17. And if you look at the timestamp, Exhibit 17. So Exhibit 15 stops at, let's see.
I don't know.
So these body cams are chopped up into, it's the same body cam, but they've chopped them up into multiple body cams. In this body cam, you'll see in Exhibit 17, you'll see, let's watch Exhibit 17. You'll see that Officer Matthew Sardem, you'll see Mustafa wakes up from a coma. And the first thing Mustafa's asking for is his family. Where's my girlfriend? Where's 5-year-old Empress? Where's my family? Officer Matthew Sardem tells Mustafa, your family is okay. He tells Mustafa, your family is doing good. We're taking care of them. Now, what you find out, and this is what we're going to do on the next podcast, we're going to go into Exhibit 17 and we're going to find out what the hospital, what Officer Matthew Sardem, what Officer Chad Mason is doing to Mustafa inside the hospital. Knowing that Mustafa is dealing with a concussion and knowing that the paramedic injected Mustafa with 50 mcg of fentanyl. Now we know 50 mcg of fentanyl could have an euphoria effect for just about 8-9 hours. 50 mcg of fentanyl that the paramedic injected Mustafa, knowing that Mustafa is injected with fentanyl, knowing that Mustafa is dealing with a concussion. What you find in the hospital is that these officers are telling Mustafa, your family is okay. We're taking care of your family, Mustafa. And then for just about a couple of hours, Mustafa is being told your family is okay. After a couple of hours, Officer Chad Mason comes in. He's got his body cam rolling. And he tells Mustafa, your girlfriend has been dead a couple of hours ago. Wait a minute. You've been telling Mustafa that your family is okay. All of a sudden, you come in and you tell him your girlfriend has been dead a couple of hours ago. What do you expect out of that transaction? Officer Chad Mason, while Officer Matthew Sardem is guarding the door, Officer Chad Mason is telling Mustafa your girlfriend has been dead a couple of hours ago. I mean, what do you expect out of that transaction? Are you expecting that Mustafa, the fentanyl kicked in, that Mustafa is out of it, that he's not going to react to you telling him that your family is dead? Is that what you're hoping? So that way you take that body cam back to the prosecutor office and tell her this monster did not care about his family. Is that what you're hoping? Wait a minute. When we watch a Mustafa that's broken, a Mustafa that's crying for his family, a Mustafa that's confused, what did you do with that body cam? Oh, you sealed it. You hid that body cam and you falsified the report. You said Mustafa did not care about his family when he was told that his family has passed. Interesting, right? It's hard to believe. You know, some will tell you, well, the paramedic gave him fentanyl for the pain. All right, that's fine. I'll take that narrative. But why is the officer interrogating Mustafa knowing that he's on fentanyl? You want to tell me that didn't happen? That they didn't lied to Mustafa only to record a body cam of Mustafa being out of it. And when they found Mustafa broken and is crying for it, they hid that body cam. You want to tell me that's not what happened? Why did they interrogate Mustafa while he's on fentanyl? Let's watch the body cam where Officer Matthew Serdam is telling Mustafa, your family is okay. They're not okay. Mustafa's family is not okay. His family, his girlfriend died. His girlfriend passed. And Officer Matthew Serdam is lying to Mustafa. And they're waiting for that fentanyl to kick in. The fentanyl that the paramedic injected him. The fentanyl that they know that paramedic injected him with. They're waiting for that fentanyl to kick in to record a body cam of a Mustafa that does not react to the noose. An entire chunk of conversation muted, just so they can control the narrative.
Like to talk to me because I'm trying to find out what's going on.
Oh, so she's getting treated too.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's at Centera, I think. As far as I know, she's okay.
Can you please contact her and tell her to?
Yeah, so once she's able to, we can do that. Well, it's gonna have to wait until after you're treated, she's treated, and all that. And then after that, just phone number. You got her phone number, right?
What about the kids?
The kids? How many kids were in the car?
Just the daughter.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's getting taken care of too.
Is she okay?
As far as I know, yeah.
Please, like,
Yeah.
everybody's okay. What
Yeah.
about the
Oh, the driver's fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I would just lay down and just relax as much as you can, because
Can
yeah.
get some, like, honestly?
Yeah. So I do have to actually like go and check. For right now, I'm just hanging out with you while other officers are dealing with everybody else. But as far as I know,
Can you just find out if they're okay?
yeah, I'll find out as soon as I can. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Sure.
I really appreciate you.
Of course. Just lay down and relax as much as you can. I know it hurts, man. If you move around too much, though, it's gonna hurt worse. Yep.
If you're gonna move around, it's gonna hurt worse. I mean, you want to tell me that the officer is not enjoying messing around with Mustafa? So, Officer Matthew Serdam tells Mustafa, your family is doing okay. Mustafa is injected with fentanyl. Mustafa is dealing with a concussion. They wait a couple of hours. And then, I'm going to fast forward the body cam to where this is Matthew Serdam guarding the door. He's guarding the door. There we go. That's him guarding the door. And then you have this officer, Chad Mason. Officer Chad Mason goes in and tells Mustafa, hoping that he's going to record on his body cam a Mustafa that's on fentanyl, that's not aware, that's completely unaware of what's going on. Hoping that the fentanyl kicked in, and when he tells him, your girlfriend, Mustafa, already died a couple of hours ago. He's hoping to record a body cam that Mustafa is out of it. Let's watch that body cam.
Alright, so The little girl, she's stable right now. She's upstairs here at the hospital. She's stable right now. Okay. Her mom, her girlfriend, she didn't make it. She's dead. She died at about 7 o'clock. You okay?
Oh, okay. Okay. What time is it?
It's 10 o'clock.
Your girlfriend died at 7 o'clock. That's what Officer Chad Mason tells Mustafa. Your girlfriend, Mustafa asks him, what time is it? It's 10 o'clock. And Officer Chad Mason tells Mustafa, your girlfriend died 7 o'clock. Now, why'd you tell Mustafa that his girlfriend was doing okay? That you're taking care of her? That you're taking care of his family? Now, are you waiting for that fentanyl to kick in, Officer Chad Mason? So when you walk in with your body cam, you're going to record for the prosecutor office that this monster did not react when we told him that his girlfriend is dead? We're all watching the same thing here. Oh, wait a minute. What did you write on your report, Officer Chad Mason? Oh, you wrote that Mustafa did not care when you told him that his girlfriend had passed. So you can't tell me that you didn't have it out for Mustafa. You can't tell me that you're waiting for that fentanyl that your paramedic gave him to kick in. You can't tell me that that's not what you're doing when your police report is falsified. I mean, if it wasn't for this body cam being leaked, the only thing we can go off of is your report. That you're telling us that Mustafa did not care about his family. But because of this body cam, we can find out that you lied to us, that you're torturing Mustafa. So you can record a body cam for the prosecution that he didn't care. We have a lot of body cams to cover. The hospital there's a lot of details that took place in the hospital. But the summary of what went on in the hospital is that these officers are performing for the body cam. And the question is, why are these body cams sealed? Well, you're looking at it. You're looking at why these body cams are sealed. I mean, explain to me why this
right now you're looking
is identifying as law enforcement. What did she do?
Look, I want to make sure there's nothing in your system, no drugs, nothing like that. Okay? Would you be willing to give us a blood sample so we can make sure you're good?
Do I have a choice?
Well, there's kind of two avenues we can go down. One is you give full consent, and the lovely hospital staff here takes your blood, gives the little kit, gives it to us. It's 100% consensual. You're not under arrest. Nothing like that right now. Nothing like that. It is 100% consensual. Option B is search warrant, and then I take your blood. I would much rather be consensual. Like I said, you're not under arrest. Nothing like that. But I didn't know if you're going to consent to getting your blood drawn right now.
I don't know. Like, I don't consent.
Okay, so you're not going to consent to it?
With all due respect.
Okay, that's fine. So, I have a search warrant right here.
Yes, sir.
That says you shall give me your blood.
Okay.
So, are you going to give me the blood under the search warrant?
If I have to.
Yeah, although this says you got to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this one.
Yes, sir. I mean, to be honest with you, whatever you say, I respect you as...
Well, it's your consent.
Yeah.
You
So
either give consent or you don't. If you give consent, we take it. If you don't consent, they have a warrant and they'll...
Did you just say we? Officer Heather LeDuc with Fairfax County Hospital, Innova Hospital. Did you say we? Who are we, ma'am? Oh, you're identifying as law enforcement. You are the police. As a nurse, you know that the paramedic gave him fentanyl. As a nurse, the officers are telling you on the scene that he's dealing with a concussion, that he thinks it's 2022, Obama's the president, and it's COVID. So you're dealing with a individual that's dealing with a concussion, an individual that your paramedic gave him fentanyl. And what do? To confuse him even more, you identify as law enforcement. Wait a minute. I thought the job of a nurse is to protect her patient from the police. I mean, this whole entire thing can wait when the fentanyl leaves his system, when he's no longer dealing with a concussion. Your job is to protect him from the police. But instead, you identify as law enforcement.
I'll take it anyway.
yeah.
Okay, so if I say I don't consent, whatever you say, like, I respect you as...
Well, it's your consent.
Yeah.
You
So
either give consent or you don't. If you give consent, we take it. If you don't consent, they have a warrant and they'll take it anyway.
yeah.
Okay, so if I say I don't consent, like, respectfully, you're gonna take it anyways?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Okay.
What?
Yes, sir. Like, I don't consent, but, like, you know...
So you're not consenting, so I have to use a search warrant to take it?
That's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
You don't mind, John?
Yeah, I'll have the lab come up and do all that.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Coolio.
Thank you, man.
All right.
You have an officer that's interrogating Mustafa. You have an officer that's guarding the door. This is Officer Matthew Surdam. What is Officer Matthew Surdam doing here? Let's watch what Officer Matthew Surdam is doing at the door. Oh, Officer Matthew Surdam thinks it's funny. Oh, he's enjoying what Mustafa is going through. He's enjoying what they're doing to Mustafa. He's enjoying the power trip that he's on. Officer Matthew Surdam, the badge and uniform and the power that he's getting from his supervisor to go and do what they're telling him to do with Mustafa is getting to his head. He's on a power trip. He thinks it's funny. While the mother in the lobby is getting yelled at. The family is in the lobby. While they're doing this to Mustafa, the family in the lobby is being blocked. They're telling the family, one more word, we're going to drag you out of here. They're terrified. Officer Chad Mason is terrified that Mustafa has a family in the lobby. That he's threatening the family. He's threatening the mother that he's going to drag her out of here if she asks for her son one more time. Why, Officer Chad Mason? Oh, because you're illegally interrogating Mustafa. Knowing he's under fentanyl, your paramedic gave him fentanyl. Knowing that he's dealing with a concussion, you're conducting an interrogation. An officer is guarding the door. A nurse identifying as law enforcement, letting you do whatever you want to do. What do you do to that mother in the lobby? You're threatening her with an arrest. You're threatening her that you're going to drag her out of that lobby.
Oh, okay.
Can I FaceTime him?
No.
It's okay, FaceTime him.
Ma'am, you're going to have to wait. Okay? Be happy your son is awake. It is better than the other people that were in his car.
Yes.
So I'm going to need you to work with us. Do we understand? Okay.
I understand, but you should understand me. He's my son.
Okay?
No one can stop me from seeing him.
Well, right now the hospital can't, because they're not going to let you back there. And I'm not going to let you back there. So you can chill it out and wait, or they'll have you removed from the property. That's where we're at.
Why you are mad?
I'm not mad.
You should help me.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you.
Yes,
but
you don't do this. You should be with me. You should be.
When you can come back, we'll let you know. Okay.
Be happy that your son is alive. Be happy your son is awake. That's what Officer Chad Mason tells that mother in the lobby. Be happy that your son is awake. He's doing better than the other people that's in his car. Well, Officer Chad Mason, the other people that's in his fucking car is his family. And that this is a car accident. Why are you assuming that this is not a car accident? Why did you assume that that he's on drugs? Why did you assume that this is intentional? You just showed up. Oh, it's the lawsuit that's bothering you. This is the guy that's suing you for $500,000. A Mustafa that your police department has to put back into his place. How dare a Mustafa sue the police in Prince William County? Be happy that your son is awake. Mustafa lost his family in a vehicle accident. This is Mustafa. And for 3 years, you've been telling us that Mustafa did not care about his family. Your police report, when we read it, we read that when you told Mustafa that his family, when you told him that he lost his girlfriend, you said he did not care. And then the body cam leak, and this is what we
at about 7 o'clock. At about 7 o'clock. At about 7 o'clock.
Mustafa lost his family in that vehicle accident. And what we see in the Mustafa Al-Jazairi case is officers that are taking advantage of a vehicle accident. They're getting back on Mustafa for the lawsuit. This is a car accident. His toxicology showed no alcohol, no drugs. But you have a narrative out that he's on drugs. As a matter of fact, you charge him with the DUI for 7 months. How do you charge him with the DUI when his blood toxicology showed no alcohol, no drugs? Oh, that's right. The file is sealed. And the attorney was compromised at the time. So you felt comfortable. The case is sealed. The attorney is compromised. And you can do whatever you want. This is Mustafa's vehicle when the police inspected Mustafa's vehicle and found brake failure.
One's in the holder, and then one should. Bill. Hey, can I ask you a huge favor?
I'm trying to force the piston back in so I can.
I think that was the one that was sticking. Both of them? Inner and outer. Clipboard. Head. Bob had it. Clipboard. Okay.
brand new rotors and everything.
Yeah. For the left front? Okay, go ahead. 38? Okay. So the right rear tire brake didn't engage.
The police department inspected Mustafa's vehicle and they found brake failure. The computer inside the vehicle showed that Mustafa's foot was on the brake the whole entire time. And the police inspected Mustafa's vehicle and they found brake failure. Why is that information sealed for over 3 years? If it wasn't for the leak, the body cam leak, you're telling me that every detail showed this is a vehicle accident and you've held Mustafa in solitary for over 3 years? And what did you do? You blocked the vehicle inspection. They won't let anybody inspect the vehicle. As a matter of fact, they went as far as crushed the vehicle. The police crushed and staged the vehicle. That's a conversation for another podcast. In this podcast, we covered Exhibit 15. Well, where Officer Messi Serdam is asking Mustafa, do you consent to a blood draw? And they're performing for the body cam. I mean, without knowing what happened on the scene, that Mustafa is dealing with a concussion, without knowing that the paramedic injected Mustafa with 50 mcg of fentanyl, you realize that they are performing for those body cams. They have a narrative out for Mustafa. I want to thank everybody for being here. This is not another boring podcast. Mustafa threw the police body cam. Find us on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, find us on YouTube. Our YouTube handle is NAB Pod. If you type NAB Pod, you'll find us. That's our YouTube handle. Don't forget to share the YouTube channel on your Facebook. Hit the like button. This is not another boring podcast. Mustafa threw the police body cam. Judge Carol Weimer, defense attorney Brad Haywood, you are under the microscope.
If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay? If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
If you disclose that information in any way, all of it needs to be destroyed now. But if you disclose it in any way, it's going to put me in a position where I will have to withdraw from the case. If you all choose to go on the internet and try to publicize this stuff, that's going to create real problems.
Okay.
You can't do it, is what I'm telling you. You cannot do it. I will have to move to withdraw from the case.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So make sure everybody's aware of that. Okay. If any of that is posted anywhere on the internet, we're going to have problems. Whatever copies have been made of that, those need to be destroyed.
Okay.
Okay? If they get disclosed, that is going to put me in a situation where I will have to withdraw from the case.
Okay.
If you